Good morning, Wooddale, and happy Memorial Day. My name is Grant Peplowskis. I'm the head of marketing and special events for the city. I'll be doing the first part of the hosting duties for today, and then Mayor Police will be taking over. We are here to celebrate. We are here to honor all those who gave the ultimate sacrifice, and we hope that you enjoy the parade. Up first, from the Tioga VFW Post 2149, we have the Honor Guard representing. Thank you, gentlemen. Directly behind the Honor Guard, we have the Parade Grand Marshal, Larry Venir, who is a 94-year-old World War II veteran. He's lived in Wooddale since he was 12 years old, has a son in Arizona, a daughter in Vernon Hills. He was married in 1948. He enlisted at age 17 in the Air Force while still in high school and was classified as a reserve upon graduating. Larry trained as a B-17 flight engineer, and by the time he completed the 4-month training, the war was over. Hello, Larry. Thank you for being here today. Up next, we have Dennis Hastrock in his reproduction vintage Wooddale police vehicle. Up next, we have the Northern Illinois chapter of the Military Vehicle Preservation Association. Military vehicles from World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and present-day military. This group is dedicated to the restoration and preservation and education of historic military vehicles with units from all of those areas of the military and those wars. Thank you for being here. And here in this vehicle, we have David Martin, commander of the VFW 2149, right here in Wooddale. The post was chartered in 1935 and originally located in Bensenville for many years. For the past 15 years, however, the post has been right here in Wooddale. Mr. Martin is the 65th commander in the long history of the post, with 184 members and growing. Notable members include Tammy Duckworth, Ray Solden, and others. The motto is, "No one does more for veterans than the VFW." You'll notice that the VFW raises money throughout the year through events that they hold, poppy sales, raffles, bingo every week on Tuesdays, dinners, gaming, and more. The funds they raise are earmarked to financially help veterans in distress, their families, and the community. Coming up next is the Wooddale Fire Protection District. The Wooddale Fire Protection District wants to thank all of our servicemen and women at home and overseas. The fire department is led by Chief Jim Burke and Deputy Chief Patrick Joel. Up next are representatives from the Bensenville Fire Department North Station. Thank you for being here, Bensenville Fire Department. We appreciate it and welcome. And directly behind the Bensenville Fire Department our City of Wooddale elected officials. First up, we have City Clerk Shirley Siebert, along with Sandra Porch, our Treasurer. We have Alderman Eugene Wesley, Alderman Mike Sosmarski, Alderman Art Woods. I believe I saw Mayor Police in the crowd somewhere. In the next vehicle, we have Alderman Randy Messina, Alderman Peter Jacob, and behind them we have Alderman Tony Catalano. And here comes Alderman Sonny Sorrentino. Thank you all for being here today. Up next are the men and women who make everything in Wooddale run smoothly. This is our Public Works Department. Right behind Public Works is the Wooddale Police Department, led first by the Honor Guard. And next we have the Dupage County Sheriff's Department. Thank you for joining us. Here we have the American Legion, Robert D. Clark, post 1205, right here in Wooddale. Thank you for being here and part of the parade. Coming up next is the Fenton High School Marching Band, which is a volunteer group made up of freshmen through seniors at Fenton. They perform at all home football games, 2 to 3 parades a year, 2 to 3 marching band festivals, and are in high demand throughout our community. Thank you, Fenton. We appreciate you being here. At the beginning, we have the Fenton Dance Force, which is a competitive team that's been 7 times in conference champs, 2 times sectional champs, and 7 times IHSA state qualifiers. Coming up next is Antique Adventures, right out of here in Wooddale, with a 1930 Model A Tudor sedan. Up next is the Bensenville Emergency Management Agency. Bensenville EMA remembers those in the military who made the ultimate sacrifice. Thank you, Bensenville Emergency Management Agency. Coming up next are the Navy recruits in training at Great Lakes Naval Training Center. 20 recruits are in the choir. The choir will be singing at the memorial service right after the parade. We have a total today of 78 recruits marching under the supervision of Petty Officer Joseph Moore. Coming up next is the Wooddale Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is dedicated to fostering and enhancing the businesses right here in Wooddale. We're here to support. We're here to provide interaction. So please consider joining if you have not already. Visit wooddale-chamber.org. Up next is the Wooddale Public Library District. The Wooddale Public Library District is your community place to read. Read, explore, achieve, and dream. All right, coming up next is the Wooddale Park District. Active places, friendly faces. Wooddale Park District. Wooddale Park District offers recreational programs for all ages right here in Wooddale.
Happy Memorial Day. Thank you.
And now I'm here to introduce Mayor Police, who will be taking over our hosting duties.
Good morning, everyone. Next up is the Wooddale Baton and Palm competitive team, national and state champions over the past 25 years. We're gonna do a little routine. There you go. Nice. Very nice, girls. Thank you. Next up, the Wooddale Water Reds swim team. Happy Memorial Day, kids. Next is the marching band from the Wooddale Junior High. The band program is open to all students, grades 4 through 8. It serves over 150 students in 4 assemblies. Thank you, kids. They're all on. Oh no, the Medina Shriners. The Mini Chopper Club. How about a few tricks, guys? Thank you for coming out. Right. No problem. Next up, the Bella Dance Studio, a program of the Wooddale Park District. Are the girls going to do a little dance? Yes? No? Next up is Wooddale Softball. Participate in Little League Baseball and Softball. Morning, kids. Happy Memorial Day. Wooddale Baseball. How we doing, kids? Next up, we have the Wooddale Bank and Trust and Wintrust Community Bank for all your financial needs. With your total access checking, ATM fees are always free. Next up, Dupage Libertarians, a local political group, 1960s military flags. We have the Riders, which is the American Legion. American Legion Riders. motorcycling community service support for U.S. veterans to the commemoration of Memorial Day. Thank you to you guys, the Incorporated. Next up is Sam the Wild Wheeler. Who can do that? Look at that. Wow. Holy cow. I'm sure you can do that, right, Eugene?
Oh yeah. Yes, if I can do it.
Next, we have the Wooddale Historical Society. Join them for the Harvest Fest, September 8th. Welcome. Thank you. Again, Harvest Fest, September 8th, 2019, coming up. Next up is Joe's Auto Repair, family owned and operated since 1980. How you doing, Ken? Next up, we have the Tsa Honor Guard from Chicago O'Hare International. Welcome. Next up, the Wooddale Lions Club, serving Wooddale since 1945. Donations and support for vision screening and eyeglasses, vision, hearing, and diabetes screening. Supporting those in need. Welcome, guys and ladies. Get those rubber balls, kids. Next up, the Knights of Columbus. Holy Ghost Council 10325. Best known for its intellectual disabilities drive, distributing Tootsie Rolls for donations. Welcome to the Knights of Columbus. Next up, American Taxi wishes to thank Wooddale for their continuing service to O'Hare, Midway, and the Loop. With flat rates, no surge pricing, our company has been taking rides since 1976. Next up, Flat 43 BMX team has been competing and performing for the past 15 years. Tricks take endless years of practice and dedication. Flat 43 BMX promotes bicycle safety and always wears helmets during performances, as they do a few tricks for us right in front of us here. Thanks, guys. Next up is Anthony J. Trotto Real Estate, full-service independent real estate broker, locally owned and family operated in Wooddale for the past 16 years. Next up, West Suburban Shriners Club, doing a couple of tricks. There we go. Go-karts bodied as 1957 Chevys. All right. Welcome. You gonna see a little trick now? Oh. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Next up, the Will County Trail Riders, helping preserve and build our trails. Very nice. Thank you. Welcome. And here come the miniature horses. Good morning, good morning. Big ovation for the man handling the shovel, doing all the hard work. Thank you. Next up is Frank's Fresh Market, our local, one of our local grocery stores. Next up, Chicago Dixie Marchers play Dixieland music in the Chicago tradition, playing Dixieland jazz as well as big band jazz and Dixieland style. The Little Big Band is known as the Big Little Band as they stack up to over 32 feet tall. With only 5 guys. The Bensenville Park District. Welcome, Bensenville Park District. Next up, those funny little people. Can't hear me? Those funny little people. Next up. Thank you for coming out. She's still back there? Don't let them know she's kissing some of the men back there. Next up, Troop 65. Local Boy Scout troop. Troop 65, nice Cadillac. Very nice, very nice. Next up is Boy Scout Troop 47. Welcome. Next up is Girl Scout Troop 50720. Welcome to Girl Scout Troop 50720. Next up, the Blackhawk Middle School Band. This group is 6th and 7th and 8th grade students at Blackhawk who are in the band program and are proud of the community, enjoying participating in the parade each year. You want to stop and give us a little song? Next up, Marshal Arts USA of Illinois. Founded in 1980, has been in the Wooddale area since 2012. Provide instructions in self-defense, physical fitness, develop character traits such as discipline, respect, and confidence. Welcome. Good morning. Next up, Driven Performance. 1930 Model A and a 1966 Corvair. Next up, we have the veterans carrying the Veterans Fall In. All veterans can join in the parade. And meet us at the memorial service following the ending of the parade at the memorial. Anybody who's a little warm can jump under the water. Don't fall now. Stay safe, kids. Everybody likes to play in the water. All right. And that concludes the parade for today. Thank you all for attending. If you'd like to stay for the memorial, be starting in the next 20 minutes over at the memorial. Thank you for coming out and enjoy the day. Stay safe.
Thank you all for coming. I appreciate it. We're here to play tribute to our veterans. Welcome to our ceremony. To the colors, raising of the colors, national anthem, please. That was the Great Lakes Naval Training Center, the recruits choir. Bob Skirder, our post chaplain, will now give the opening prayer.
On this Memorial Day, I am thankful for the sacrifice so many throughout our history has made. For the men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice, and for their families who had to carry on without them. Today I remember a sacrifice made and a debt I cannot repay. Today I pray for the God of heaven to bless the families of those who have lost loved ones while serving our great country. I pray for him to bless and comfort the walking wounded who are still with us and bless their families as well. It is also my prayer that we remember their sacrifice and the precious gift of freedom every day we enjoy, not just for a year or when we are in danger of being taken away. God bless us all.
Thank you, Bob. Our mayor will now have some words to tell.
Good afternoon and welcome to everyone here. Thank you to the VFW for organizing the parade. Today we honor our servicemen and women who answered America's call to service and paid the ultimate price. Memorial Day is a time for us to stand up and say thank you. We remember you and forever indebted to you. We are truly grateful. Thank you, and God bless America.
Now, Larry Venir is our Grand Marshal for the parade, World War II veteran and community leader.
I hope you enjoy the magnificent parade that the Tioga Post of the Veterans have initiated and organized. I'm a World War II veteran, and I've spent most of my life living in Wooddale, strange as it seems. I know some of you are here to memorialize some people that you know that are etched on our memorial, and I am part of that too. I have two friends, two buddies when I was a teenager that also died in that war, and their names are etched on the memorial. And one is Joe Bleffer, whose family lived on North Wooddale Road, and the other is Eddie Becker, whose family had a farm on North Central Road. They will always be remembered. So I thank you for your attention and the competition from above.
Paul Heidemann, Commander of the American Legion, Post 1205. Gail Bedard, Veterans Memorial Committee and Wooddale Homeowners Association. And let me tell you that following this, you'll see on your program we have an open mic. I want to have 3 people come up and say something about why they're here. If you want to, come up now. If not, Gail?
All right. Thanks, Dave. Thank you for attending today's service, and welcome our U.S. Navy. Memorial Day is a federally mandated observance in honor of all American military personnel who died in the line of duty. It is our hope that every citizen, young and old, be reminded of our freedom and our security and those who provide it for us. Some say that this day of silence that this day of solemn remembrance has been lost on the American people. Well, not here Not today, not in our community. We thank our VFW Post 2149, our American Legion Post 1205, and our city leaders for vigorously promoting patriotism in Wooddale. Today we remember over 1 million American service men and women who never came home. Today we remember those killed in action. Today we remember those who died in POW camps. Today we remember those missing in action and their families who have had no closure. News. The U.S. Defense Department Accounting Agency has reported by the VFW Action Corps inform us that 334 MIA remains have been recovered and identified since January 2018. 257 from World War II, 52 from Korea, and 25 from Vietnam. They will each be returned to their families with full military honors. Today we remember all our Gold Star families who have lost family members in the line of duty. For these families, every day is Memorial Day. May we honor their sacrifices for us to live the American dream. Today we remember all of them with eternal gratitude. Thank you.
Do we have anyone who'd like to say something?
This is quite a surprise, but I want to thank the dear Lord. My grandson is currently serving as a Navy SEAL. He just got home from Africa for 6 months. He was allowed to get married in September, and they changed his deployment date, and he has never been on a honeymoon. He is still not able to go on honeymoon. He is allowed to talk to his mother once a month, and she never know when he's going to call. My brother-in-law, my late brother-in-law, was the past commander of the VFW in Wooddale. My sister, Marge Stiebel, was the president of the auxiliary. My boyfriend of 38 and a half years was a Navy World War II veteran. He was drafted into World War II right out of high school. He had worked on a defense plant in high school at 15 cents an hour. They drafted him and made him an aviation metalsmith. He went on to Seattle and worked on the planes that are at the bottom of Lake Michigan. There was a name for each one of them. Please go see the DVD of the World War II planes. I mean, Navy Pier, the history of Navy Pier, if you don't know, was the only training station for the Navy pilots in World War II because the Japanese could not get into Lake Michigan. What an honor. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't see anybody else up here that has, oh, okay.
Okay, I'm not prepared for this by any means. I am the president of the auxiliary at Post 1205. This is just a tribute to my father, who is no longer here. But for 38 years, he gave his heart, his soul, and his life to the 45th Infantry Division, 700 Support Battalion, something. For 38 years, he was either active duty in Korea or as a reserve member. And when he passed away, he had a full military service. And nothing made me prouder than to see my dad in full dress, because he loved this country, he loved serving this country, and now it is up to all of us to serve this country and all our young men and women, whether brother, sister, mother, father, cousin, friend, neighbor. It is up to us to serve our people in the military and to let them know we stand behind them, we stand beside them, and we're proud of them.
Paul Heideman's on his way, I understand, but since this is an open mic, I'd like to pay special tribute to 4 of the people I know, 3 of which didn't come back from Vietnam. One, my cousin, he passed away just October of this past year. He came back with 1 testicle removed. He came back with a major muscle in his leg removed. He went on to employment. He worked until he took early retirement, worked for the railroad. He was from Westville. His name is Bob Davis. Can't say enough about him. When he returned from, after retiring, he developed what they call stiff man's syndrome. Whether it was picked up in Vietnam, I don't know. But it was a long and painful death for several years, but he finally succumbed. This syndrome that he had was very rare. They say 1 in a million. But yet, another gentleman I know, Vietnam veteran also, has the same thing. The other 3 I want to pay tribute to actually lost their lives in Vietnam. 2 of them were tent mates of mine. Robert Ray, he was from California. David Broncio was from Colorado. And from my hometown, who I went to school with all through 7th grade up through, he joined the ROTC, he became out of high school, he joined the Army, was a helicopter pilot in charge of an air group, whatever they call them. 4 years ago when I was marching in a parade when it came down Woodville Road, I was marching with the knowledge that at the same time I was marching, they were doing a flyover at Arlington Heights. After 50 years, his remains had been identified with DNA. Thank you. We're kind of waiting for Paul Heideman to show up, but we'll see. We'll go ahead with the We're going to do the presentations of the wreaths. For Tioga Post 2149, Brandon Barbie, U.S. Navy Chief Petty Officer, will do the presentation. Legion Post 1205, I understand that the Legion Riders and the Ladies Auxiliaries have wreaths to present. Now read the names on the memorial. Thomas J. Meade, Vietnam. Christian J. Porter, Gulf War. Conrad T. Lang, Vietnam. Daniel M. Lynch, Vietnam. Frank Greenan, Vietnam. Those were from the U.S. Marine Corps. U.S. Air Force. Frederick C. Wilhoit. Frederick C. Wilhoit. Hans Gusserson, World War II. Harold R. Schuld, World War II. He was U.S. Army. Edward F. Becker, World War II. Philip J. Essig, Vietnam. Joseph C. Bleffer, World War II. Lyle F. Kell, Vietnam. The Wooddale Police Department will now do the gun salute.
Ready. Aim. Fire. 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 And flash. Aim. Breathe and arm.
The recruit choir will now sing Eternal Father. Great Lakes Naval Training Center Choir. Taps will now be played. We'll have a closing prayer, Bob Skirtle, VFW chaplain.
Memorial Day is a day that's set aside to remember with gratitude and pride all those who served and died for our country and our freedom. May your day be filled with memories and peace through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Thank you all for coming. Now we'll sing with us, God Bless America. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. That concludes our program. Thank you all for coming. If you want, we have some flags up here. You're welcome to take one. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. All right. Beautiful. Thank you. Oh, you gotta go over there. Okay.